Have you ever set a big goal for yourself? Maybe it was to get fitter, learn a new skill, or save money for something important. You feel the excitement, you make a plan, write it down, and you're motivated. You're on fire, right? But then life happens. Days pass, and before you know it, you're back to square one, wondering why things haven't changed. It's frustrating, isn't it? You wonder why you can't stay consistent, why your brain doesn't follow through. You start to feel like something's wrong with you, but it's not your fault. It's just how your brain works, and most people don't realize that. Your brain is wired to follow habits, not goals. Writing down a goal feels good at the moment, but your brain isn't naturally motivated by distant results. It prefers routine. It wants safety, comfort, and predictability. So when you try to do something new, like going for a run every morning or studying daily, your brain resists, not because you're weak, but because the action doesn't yet feel familiar. And if something isn't part of your regular rhythm, your brain tends to push it aside. It's like when you try to change your diet, but the old habits of grabbing junk food sneak in. Your brain defaults to what it knows. Think about how quickly we form habits that don't help us. You wake up, grab your phone, scroll through reels or news. It's automatic, and your brain likes that. No extra energy, no discomfort. But your goals? They require intention, and intention takes effort. Here's where the shift begins. What if your goals could become as automatic as those habits? What if you could teach your brain to operate in a way that supports your dreams, without you needing to force yourself every day? Let's say you want to write a book. You don't need to write 10 pages a day. Just commit to writing a single paragraph after your morning tea. That's it. It sounds small, maybe even too small, but that's the point. You're not aiming for perfection. You're aiming for consistency. Take James, a friend of mine. He used to be terrible at saving money. Every month he promised to do better, and every month he failed. One day he set an automatic transfer of $5.00 a day into a savings account. Small, right? But after 6 months, it became part of his life. He didn't even think about it anymore. And now he saves more than $300.00 a month without feeling it. That's how real change happens, not in giant leaps, but in steady, simple actions repeated over time. You don't need motivation every day, you just need a system. Anchor your habit to something you already do. Make it so easy you can't say no. Over time, those small steps stack up and become something powerful. Consistency is the real superpower. That's what training your brain really looks like. It's not about grand gestures, it's about creating a new normal. It's about building momentum that's easy to maintain. The key is not trying to do everything at once, but instead focusing on small wins that set you up for bigger successes. Your brain will start to adjust, and what once felt like a struggle becomes a natural part of your life. But let's be honest, the start is the hardest part. That initial resistance, that inner voice saying, let's just do it tomorrow, is strong. When you're building a new habit, your brain is in unfamiliar territory. It will try to pull you back to comfort. But that's when you lean in, when you fight through the resistance and just take that first step. You break the cycle. When I started waking up at 6 a.m. to read and write, it sucked. I hated every minute of it. But I promised myself I'd stick to it for just 1 week. Then another. Soon I stopped thinking about it. It just became part of me. You've probably had similar experiences. Maybe learning to drive felt overwhelming. You overthought every movement, every turn. But now, it's second nature. Why? Because repetition built confidence. The same thing happens when you consistently chase your goals, even in tiny steps. You don't need motivation every day. You need momentum. Small wins fuel bigger ones. 1 push-up turns into 5, 5 turns into 20, and soon you're not thinking about whether you should do it, you just do it. The trick is showing up even when you don't feel like it, especially then. Because discipline isn't built on the easy days. It's built when everything in you wants to quit, but you show up anyway. That's when growth happens. That's when identity shifts. And that's how progress becomes permanent. But don't wait for the perfect moment to start. Don't wait for the stars to align or for life to calm down. Life rarely calms down. If you're serious about your goals, you have to carve out time, not find it. And when you get into that groove, progress becomes less about effort and more about routine. Even 10 minutes a day can change your life. That's enough to stretch, journal, read, plan, or create. And when done daily, those minutes become powerful. Let the little moments of productivity compound over time. You won't notice it right away, but gradually they add up. Before you know it, you've built a routine that is pushing you forward, even on days when you don't feel like it. And that's how progress works. Silently, steadily, without needing a big event to mark each victory. The key is to start with something so small it feels almost too easy to skip. That way, you'll actually do it. And once you do it enough times, your brain adapts. It stops being hard. It starts being automatic. Let's say you want to be healthier. Start with drinking 1 glass of water every morning. That's your trigger. And from there, maybe you stretch for a minute, then walk. It's like planting a seed, tiny at first, but with time it grows roots, strong roots. You don't need to change your whole life overnight, you just need to change your system. The real secret? Systems beat goals every time. Goals give direction, but systems create progress. Think about it. Your goal is to get fit, but your system is your daily habit. Your goal is to write a book, but your system is writing 1 paragraph every morning. The beauty of a system is that it doesn't rely on motivation. It doesn't care if you feel inspired today. You just do it, consistently. And that's where the magic happens. Gradually, without you even noticing, you'll look up and realize how far you've come. That's the power of small, intentional actions done over time. Now think about this. When you set goals, it's easy to focus on the finish line. But the key to achieving those goals isn't just about reaching them. It's about the process that gets you there. Your system, your daily habits will determine how far you go. What if you could design your system in a way that's effortless, a system where everything you do feels like the right move, where progress is inevitable, not optional? That's the power of small habits stacking up. As you build these habits, remember that failure is part of the journey. The most successful people didn't get there by avoiding failure. They used it as a stepping stone, not a setback. When you miss a day or you fall off track, don't let it derail you. Treat it as feedback, not failure. Analyze what went wrong, adjust your approach, and move forward. Every successful habit former has faced this challenge. And while small habits can transform your life, consistency is the key. It's not about how big your effort is, but how steady it is. Your progress is built in small, consistent doses over time. Eventually, you'll find yourself looking back and realizing how far you've come. It's important to understand that growth is a slow process. Don't be discouraged by the absence of instant results. Change, especially meaningful change, takes time. And over time, you'll realize that the most significant shifts in your life aren't the ones that happen in a single moment, but the ones that unfold with each small action you take, each choice you make toward your goal. And remember, the hardest part is starting. But once you've taken that first step, it's just a matter of keeping the momentum going. The hardest part isn't achieving the goal, it's setting up the system that makes it inevitable. So, instead of thinking about everything you need to do, think about what you can do today to lay the foundation for your future success. It's all about building your personal system of progress. With patience and consistency, those little changes will compound. You'll soon look at your goals not as distant dreams, but as parts of your everyday reality. Just imagine the satisfaction of seeing your progress not because of a sudden breakthrough, but because of your commitment to the small steps that created that success. Your brain isn't your enemy, it's your tool. You just need to teach it how to help you. By building small, consistent habits, you train your brain to make progress automatically. And once that switch flips, once your goals become part of your rhythm, you won't have to rely on motivation anymore. It'll just be who you are. So start small, stick with it, trust the process, and slowly you'll turn your mind into a goal-achieving machine.